Okay, so we've gotten some Falmer blood on the way down here. Now this area is nowhere near cleared out, so there is definitely a lot of danger here still. So we got to be on our guard here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make our way back to that central fortress there, where the Falmer had all of their slaves, because among those slaves that attacked us are going to be people of various races, and that may get us well on our way to getting the blood samples that we need for this extractor without having to take any more lives, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're going to do. All right, here we go. Now this place, I'm pretty sure I cleared out completely. If we get attacked in here, I'll be surprised. Ah, the bodies are all gone, damn it. Yeah, too late. I think if I had fast traveled every damn place, I would have been able to pull this off. Now it's gonna be a long slog to get all of these. Yep, everyone is accounted for here. So, yeah, we'll have to just do it the hard way. But that's fine. The problem is, I mean, Septimus Sigmus is... The place he hangs out is so frickin' out of the way. I mean, it's not near anything, and it's so hard. It's a pain in the ass to get to and stuff like that. So, all right, it is what it is. Okay. So we can't count on this place. The Falmer came back through here and took away all the dead. So let's just get back to the surface, because I'm pretty sure there's nowhere else in Blackreach where there's slaves besides that main fortress. So staying down here isn't going to do us much good at this point. We've already got Falmer blood, which is only a fraction of what we actually need. So... All right, off we go. At this point, it's just about getting to the surface. And this elevator here is going to get us to the surface. Now, next on the agenda is we've got to make our way back to Castle Volkihar. We're going to meet Serana there, and we are searching for the third and final Elder Scroll that we need in order to do what we got to do. All right, so let's take a look at Le Map. We got a long way to go. Over to here, Icewater Jetty. All right. Which is west, westerly direction, correct? Yeah, okay. So we're not too far from Dawnstar here. Let's get on our way. Well, there's a mage there. Oh, it's that guy who thinks he's a mage, but kind of sucks at it. That's fine. We'll let him be. All right, so west we go. giant alone. Now, we've been through here before, so Fort Dunstad shouldn't be a problem. I think it's probably... It's occupied by Imperials or Stormcloaks now, who I don't think are going to present a threat to us, so we should be able to just mosey on through here. I am using Imperious Races, so I can basically sprint without stopping. As long as I'm not in combat. My stamina never runs out, so... He's a good runner. He's a good runner, but it's a different issue. It's a different thing altogether when you get into combat than the stamina drains normally. So... So one of the things I'm always doing is I'm thinking ahead about how these quests all sort of mesh together, right? To me, it's important that they kind of fit together. And one of the things I'm thinking about is a lot lately is his relationship to the Daedric princes. His feelings on that, and this idea of him getting involved in this whole Augma Infinium thing with Hermaeus Mora. Now, at this point, he doesn't understand that the blood that he's going to bring back to Septimus Signus has anything to do with the Augma Infinium. He doesn't know what's inside the box, right? All he knows is that this guy asked him a favor, and that it's the least that he can do to take care of this guy's request, given how helpful Septimus has been. Here we go. Haha, yeah. But the time is going to come when that thing opens and he'll have access to the Augma Infinium. And there's a lot of different ways you can play that off. Of course, the Augma Infinium is going to give us 5 levels in all of the skills in whichever discipline we choose. Either fighter, mage, or thief. Now, thief is straight out. So the question is, which would I select? Would I select fighter, the fighter path, the warrior path, or the mage path? And the way I'm thinking of this is that it's not up to Raiden. It's not up to us. The choice is going to be made by Hermaeus Mora. And what we know is that Hermaeus Mora is trying to get Raiden to serve him. He's trying to get Raiden to sort of be the next chosen of Hermaeus Mora. So, what would he do? Well, Hermaeus Mora is omnipotent enough to know that his powers have been stripped away from him by Nymeria. And my thought is that if it were Raiden picking, Raiden would pick warrior skills. But if it were Hermaeus Mora selecting, Hermaeus Mora would select mage. And the reason that Hermaeus Mora would select mage is that he is going to be basically trying to manipulate Raiden by saying, hey, look it, aligning yourself with me increases your powers in an area that benefits you in a spiritual sense. And what we're talking about there is restoration.
Yes.
Need something?
So while it might it would probably make sense from a practical standpoint to invest in a skill area like warrior, where we could stand to benefit the most. If it's about Hermaeus Mora being the manipulative bastard that he is, I think Hermaeus Mora would choose to provide Raiden with a benefit that directly helps him on this path to regaining his spiritual center. Plus, it's also an opportunity for Hermaeus Mora to put a thumb in the eye of Nymeria, which is kind of an interesting concept when you think about it. I sort of like that idea. Let's see if we can sell this guy some stuff. I mean, he's got enough gold that we could maybe offload some things. I'm just wondering what I've got that's, like, heavy. Let's get rid of that. Orcish Mace of Blight. Let's get rid of these. No. So that's kind of my reasoning there. That'll do for now.
All right, then.
So as I'm looking at it right now, I mean, obviously, Hermaeus Mora would not approach Raiden unless Raiden was somebody that Hermaeus Mora thought might be worthy. And what makes Raiden worthy is his, I think, his, not only his skill as a warrior, but his, I don't know what you'd call it, his spiritual aura or his spiritual footprint, I guess, in the world. What are we doing? There's something about Raiden that is attractive to Hermaeus Mora. And I can understand that when you consider the fact that Hermaeus Mora has dubbed Septimus Sigmus as one of his avatars in the physical world, and all Septimus Sigmus does is live in a cave. He's not out in the world doing things that benefit the Daedric Prince. And maybe what the Daedric Prince is looking for is someone who's out in the world doing things, getting things done, right? Someone who's going to be an active player. And so suddenly Raiden becomes an even more attractive target, and he's going to try to entice him, seduce him into taking on this role by basically telling him, you know, by aligning yourself with me, you can recover. You can recover this thing of value that you've lost. All right. Empire, Imperials, and Stormcloaks fighting. We're not part of this Civil War business. Oh my God, that's brutal. We're getting out of here. That is a full-scale war. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. And what I like about it is it kind of turns things on its head, right? Initially, what I was thinking about that situation was, what would Raiden choose? And then I thought to myself, what if it wasn't Raiden's choice at all? What if it was Hermaeus Mora's choice? What would Hermaeus Mora select? And Hermaeus Mora would select something that would benefit Raiden in terms of his spiritual self. And because his spiritual self is extremely important to him, and it would be a really manipulative thing for Hermaeus Mora to do, to try to entice him to be a servant or a follower, right? Hang on. God damn it. Got stuck in walk mode. Panicked. Couldn't get out of it. Let's skip ahead. We'll skip ahead to Fort Snowhawk because that's where we kind of left off. Fucking vampires, I tell ya. You know, I just switched over to walk mode too. All right, we're going to encounter these bastards again. You can almost guarantee it. So anyway, you get the gist. You get the gist of what I'm talking about with this question of Hermaeus Mora, and that's, I think, something that's interesting to do. Something that you could do in your quest as well. When you're faced with a great big choice like this, rather than thinking about it in terms of what your character would do, think about it in a different way. Twist it, turn it on its head. Make the decision so that the decision is not yours. I love doing that. And so suddenly, where it probably would have been reasonable if I had been picking, the practical thing to do would have been to select warrior. I'm going to do mage instead. And mage is really only going to benefit him in one, possibly two categories, which would be restoration and enchantment. Whereas the selection of warrior would have benefited him in at least three. If we're talking about two-handed smithing and blocking. However, in the end, it probably comes out about even, right? Because we're almost at level 100 in two-handed anyway, just through use of our weapon. So in the end, it probably works out, and it totally seems like the sort of manipulative thing that Hermaeus Mora would do. And by the way, my belief is that Hermaeus Mora is the most powerful and probably the most despicable and evil of all the Daedric princes, if you really, really look at the lore and consider the things that this Daedric prince has done throughout history. Very, very scary, I think. That's my feeling, anyway. So, here we go. So now the question is, we got to get to Volkihar. What is... At this point, I'm thinking following the road is probably our best bet. So let's do that.
Come along, no more stops. We need to find our way to Solitude.
Why are we even going to a wedding at this far-flung end of the Empire anyway?
So we're only halfway through Season 1. That means 4 more episodes of the podcast, which means 8 more weeks of playing this character. And we're already over level 30. So we talked a little bit already about the idea of what am I going to invest in going forward. If I stop restoration at level 60 and we're maxing out two-handed, what do we invest in? Well, obviously, blocking and light armor will always be points where we would invest. Always. And our levels in restoration will go up on their own as we start using Okado's Recital and some restoration spells. But at this stage, what would he do? Well, on the crafting side of things, definitely smithing. I can see a little bit of alchemy and enchanting for sure. All right. Oh man, do I hate fighting ice wraiths. It's the worst. Can't even connect. All right. Let's help ourselves out a little bit here if we can. Resist cold, 20%. Can I do better than that? 40%. So I'm thinking about, you know, future investments. From the combat side of things, I mean, we're going to be in good shape. We know, you know, block and light armor is just going to keep happening. We'll probably do some training in those things. But what other skill trees would make sense for this character at high level? I don't know. Something to consider. I've considered the idea of investment in the speech tree, possibly. Okay, let's get a good run-up on this guy. Here we go. Fuck you. Killed each other. Am I still alive? Oh, he gets up, but not me. All right, these guys are coming. Let's... Where's my filter? There it is. I don't know if a charging power attack is going to work on these things. Oh, it did. Very nice. See how much damage I took there? I mean, that's Wildcat at play right there. That's a lot, just a lot of damage, man. Okay, am I going the right direction here? Can't even remember. Okay, this way, yeah. All right. I can definitely see that there could be some merit in doing some sneak-related stuff. Just because it adds some things that would allow me to spice up combat a little bit. God damn it. Missing the power attacks. I'm not understanding the question about incorporating sword singer shenanigans into the story. I don't know what that means. Fuck you. Timing right that time. Not that time. All right. This troll is toast. Come on. Aggressive. Yeah. Bite me. Or not. Don't bite me. All right. Here. Jesus. That was close. Again, I'm trying to conserve on the potions. I don't have a lot of potions. So... all right, let's head on down here. We got to get to the jetty. That's where Serana's going to meet us. And then at that point... we are going to be making our way through Castle Volkihar, which should be kind of interesting. Lots of undead to fight in there, obviously. I was kind of hoping to have this stuff done with Septimus Signus before going into Castle Volkihar, because I was hoping to obtain some more levels in Restoration and get some other stuff squared away before going in there. But it just wasn't in the cards. I think if the bodies had still been in Blackreach and we'd been able to, you know, take care of getting the blood that we needed, then I would have been able to get it done. But it just didn't work out that way. And I really wasn't interested in forcing the issue. So we'll gather what we can along the way here. But it may be a while before we get to that decision point. That moment with Hermaeus Mora, so... it's quite a bit more challenging going through a lot of this stuff without followers. However, I don't miss all of the other bullshit that comes with having followers, like having them constantly running over the top of you and talking over the top of you and blocking doorways and stuff like that. Personally, my preference is always solo adventuring over followers. Always. But, you know, it is what it is. I think followers are part of the Skyrim experience, and some characters it just makes sense at certain times. So I'm fine with it, but it is liberating to be able to travel without them. And of course, this time around, too, in Castle Volkihar, we have to have Serana with us, so she'll be in kind of an ever-present aspect of that quest as we go forward. All right, so we are going to rendezvous with Serana at the jetty here. Am I here, or do I need to go over to the next peninsula? Must be the next one, eh? And she is not here, so I can only assume that she's across the way there. So we're going to take the boat across, and we are going to venture along with Serana into Castle Volkihar after this word from our sponsors. Inspired by the long tradition of Nord brewing, Draugr Lager brings to you the authentic wallop of days gone by. Draugr Lager is crafted for real warriors and is not intended for gormless, honey-drinking arsemongers. Bring back the bold, musty flavors of the Merethic era with any of our line of ancient Nordic lagers. Made with only the finest and really super extremely old ingredients, Draugr Lager will satisfy even the dustiest of palates. Draugr Lager, the great taste of the undead, with no bitter afterlife.
Undead, a little more I.
Welcome back.
I'm ready if you are.
Are you?
Come on, it's just around the side.
All right. Let's go find it. All right, we're going to find this secret entrance into Castle Volkihar. We need to get to some kind of courtyard in there she's talking about.
Yeah, just around this bend.
Now, having her with us is great just because she can kind of take care of the ranged combat a little bit, which frees us up to tank a little bit more. It means that we're also not responsible for every enemy on the map.
I mean, it is big, but well.
All right, here we go. Ah, bastard. All right. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. Let's get out of bow shot range. Gonna let her soften up the enemy a bit. Oh man, not great. Not great. Oh! Son of a bitch. We gotta take care of these arrows, like, quick. These archers are. No stamina left. No stamina left. Come on, let's go. Fuck! These animations screw me up. Alright, like it or not, we gotta use a healing potion. We just don't have much to speak of, so we gotta be really judicious about the use of the potions.
Done.
There we go. Alright, let's check these bodies. Make sure if there's anything we can use, we've got it. Well, can use a garnet. Always use a garnet. All right. Now, things are going to get nasty. Are we ready? Let's do it.
Who's there? I knew I heard something. That'll teach you.
What's this bullshit here?
The old water cistern. On some days, this would smell just... Be glad you weren't here then.
I'm here now.
Where'd you come from? Who's there?
Never should have come here.
Where'd you come from?
God dang. All right. Well, I'm not dialing it back.
Yes?
It's legendary
What
or
do you mean?
bust. So, suck it up, people.
Who's there? Who's there?
Here comes. Bam. Ha! All right, got the timing on that one. Not on that one. All right, come on now.
Done and done.
Are you reanimating skeevers? We can do better than that, can't we?
Teach you.
Okay. Can we take a deep breath? Feral vampire. Let's harvest that blood. Ah, high elf. All right. All right, cool. Take it. Ring of Destruction. Dagger of Fear. Journal Fragment. All right. Haha. Missed. Missed. Ooh, I'll take that. Salt, we'll take that. Now, let's see if there's anything we can make that might be useful at the moment, huh? Resist poison. All right, let's make us some of those, eh? What's wrong with that? Treachery. Ah. Oh boy, we're closing in on 32. I like it. All right, now. This seems like a good F5 location. Would you not agree? Let us do that.
Take a left up here. This is one of those weird double-barred security measures that my father put in when he got more power.
All right. All right. Whew. Okay, that was good. That was good. Came out of that mostly unscathed, which is what we hope for these days. Man, it has got to smell so foul down here, right? search everything.